A very good morning. You're watching News9 at me, Deepak Bopana. And first up, in a tragic incident, a biker was rammed into by a gas tanker last night in the city. Now, the accident took place near the BL Circle, and the deceased is said to be Ramacharan, who hailed from Andhra Pradesh. Now, Ramacharan worked as a project manager by a private firm in the city. Now, it is reported that he was on his way from HAL to his PG in Kodigehalli when he met with the fatal accident. A case has been registered at the Jalahalli police station and the gas tanker has been seized by the police. Quite a shocking incident here coming to light. Last night, a person from Andhra Pradesh, Ramacharan, meeting a gory end after he met with an accident after coming in collision with a gas tanker near the BL Circle. Now, we understand that Ramacharan was on his way back from HAL to Kodigehalli when the incident took place. His number plates there on your screens, AP21AU8908. Meeting with an accident. Now, the bike rammed into a gas tanker late last night and the accident took place near the Bell Circle. And the deceased has been identified as Ramacharan, who hailed from Andhra Pradesh. Now, Ramacharan worked as a project manager in a private firm in the city, and it is reported that he was on his way back from HAL to his PG in Kodigehalli when he met with the fatal accident. A case also has been registered at the Jalahalli police station and the gas tanker has been seized by the police.
ನಾನು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾಗ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನಿಂದ ಕಾಲ್ ಬಂತು ನನಗೆ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತ. ನಾನು ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ಪೊಲೀಸವರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅವರು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೈರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದರು. ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ತುಂಬ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅವರು ಲಾರಿ ಟ್ಯಾಂಕರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಸೈಡಿಂದ ರ್ಯಾಶ್ ಹೊಡಿದ್ರು. ಸ್ಪಾಟ್ ಡೆಡ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರು. ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲಿದ್ರಿ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಬಾಡಿ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಪೊಲೀಸರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಅವರು ಏರ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನಿಂಗ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಕಂಪನಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು. ಹೆಬ್ಬಾಲ್ ಹತ್ರ ಒಂದು ಪಿ ಜಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪಿ ಜಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನು.
Well, quite a shocking incident there. The biker meeting his gory end after coming in contact with the gas tanker which rammed into him late last night, and this happened near the BL Circle. Now, he was on his way back from HAL to his PG in Kodigehalli. This is when the incident took place. Now, the Jalahalli police have registered a case in this regard. Well, moving on, after the arrest made by the police in Belagavi for the violation of prohibitory orders, one would expect the situation to improve, but that doesn't look like the case. Here's a report.
10ನೇ ತಾರೀಕುವರೆಗೂ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ 35 KP ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಕಾಯ್ದೆ ಮಾನ್ಯ ಜಿಲ್ಲಾಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು ಹೊರಡಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ 35 KP ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಯಾವುದೇ ಮೆರವಣಿಗೆ, ಘೋಷಣೆ, ಭಾಷಣ ಮತ್ತೆ ಜಾಥಾ ಗುಂಪಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಹೋಗಬಾರದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿರ್ಬಂಧನೆ ಇದೆ.
Yes, this was the decision taken after tension escalated yesterday. Prohibitory orders imposed till August 10th. But KRV and MES don't seem to care. Belagavi stands divided as KRV have raised their voice against MES's claims over the district. The local police have had a tough time ensuring law and order is maintained in the busy town of Belagavi and Yellur nearby. To make things worse, Shiv Sena activists too arrived in Belagavi and took to burning effigies, symbolic of Karnataka government, to express their dissent. Protests have become common thing in this border district. To make the already strained situation worse, more KRV activists are expected to reach Belagavi today. Going by the sensitivity of the issue and the nature of protest, police have deployed extra security and called for reinforcements. Security along the border has been tightened. Cops have already started making arrests and stated that any person indulging in act of gundagiri will be booked under section 188 of IPC. Any person found to be a part of a discussion or debate on language preference or something similar will be arrested. With more reinforcements and prohibitory orders in place, Belagavi police hope to bring the situation under control. 2,000 more KRV activists will be joining the protest with very little care for the prohibitory orders, even if it means getting arrested and being thrown behind bars. Shrikant Kubakaddi for News9, Belagavi.
Well, visitors who fly to Mysore for Dasara will have to take other means to commute. Now, the sole commercial flight connectivity will be discontinued from September 1st. Here's a report.
After Namma Bengaluru, Mysore is the fastest growing city in the state. It is a hot spot for tourists. It is flooded with tourists during the Dasara season. Keeping this in mind, the central and state government spent a huge amount of 90 crore rupees and constructed an airport. Flight services started after a few months with one commercial airline taking the initiative. But this service was stopped after a few days. Another commercial airline then started flight services connecting Mysore with Bengaluru and Chennai. Now this service will also be discontinued from September 1st. The reason given is because there are not many passengers using the flight service, which has caused a huge loss to the airlines. But this comes as a disappointment to the residents of Mysore. They are shocked that the service will be stopped during the busy Dasara season.
ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ವಿಮಾನ ಹಾರಾಟಗಳದ್ದು ಕೂಡ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಶ್ವವಿಖ್ಯಾತ ದಸರಾದಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಮಾನ ಹಾರಾಟ ಸ್ಥಗಿತಗೊಳ್ಳುವಂಥದ್ದು ಬಹಳ ವಿಪರ್ಯಾಸ.
Hotel services, travel agencies and many other businesses will be badly hit by this development.
ಮೈಸೂರು ಟೂರಿಸಂ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆ ಆಸಕ್ತಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆ ಆಗಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಒಂದು ಆಸಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಈ ಸ್ಪೈಸ್ ಜೆಟ್ನವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಕರೆದು ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟಾಗಿ ಕರೆದು ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಮತ್ತು ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಈಗ ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಆಗಿರುವಂಥ MP ಪ್ರತಾಪ್ ಸಿಂಹ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಬೇರೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ಇದ್ದಂಥ MPಗಳಿರ್ಬೋದು ಮತ್ತು ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಲೀಡರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿಕೊಂಡು CM ಸೇರಿಕೊಂಡು ಇದನ್ನು ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಫ್ಲೈಟ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೈಸೂರು ಘನತೆ ಗೌರವವನ್ನು ಮತ್ತು ಹೇಳಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಬಯಸಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ.
Political leaders in Mysore are firm on continuing the service after discussing it with the airlines. If the flight services do not resume, the 90 crores spent on the airport would have been in vain. Ram for News9, Mysore.
Well, the CID police have arrested a gang for forcing youths into internet prostitution racket. Now, the cops arrested a man named Duncan, who hails from Kenya, and 2 other women. Now, Duncan used to contact his customers via the internet and ask them to come to Nanjundeshwara Kalyana Mandapa in Kothunur. And this is how, in a very planned manner, these people carried on a very unique prostitution racket. Quite a shocking incident coming to light here. One foreign national involved in a prostitution racket in the city. Now this time the CID police have cracked down on them and arrested a gang for forcing youths into internet prostitution. The cops have arrested a man named Duncan, who hails from Kenya, and 2 other women. Duncan used to contact his customers via the internet and ask them to come to Nanjundeshwara Kalyana Mandapa in Kothunur.
ಆಯ್ತಾಯ್ತು ಸಕಲ್ ಬಿಡಿ ನೀವು ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ತಗೋಬಾರ್ದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ನೀವು ಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡೋದು
CID there going on to do an amazing job by arresting a gang for forcing youths into internet prostitution. And the cops have arrested a man named Duncan, who hails from Kenya, and 2 other women. Now, Duncan used to contact his customers via the internet and also asked them to come to Nanjundeshwara Kalyana Mandapa in Kothunur, and this is where he allegedly carried on his activities. See the man on your screen, that is Duncan, who has been arrested along with his partners in crime. Duncan and two other women were carrying on this business. Their main way of going about their prostitution racket was through the use of internet, where they lured customers and also youths to join them in their racket. Now, roads in Bengaluru continue to be in a dilapidated state, but none of the civic authorities seem to be keen on doing anything about it. Here's a report on one such road.
The road we are showing you is the one between Byatarayanapura and Naindahalli Junction. This stretch of road has been seeing BMRCL construction work for the past 3 to 4 years. The residents and motorists allege that works have been on at a snail's pace. Regular movements of heavy vehicles have left the roads in a dilapidated state. But the motorists have no option but to put up with the condition of the road. The stretch of about 1.5 kilometers has numerous potholes and some are big enough to cause accidents.
ಮೆಟ್ರೋ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ತುಂಬ ಅಂದರೆ ಓಡಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಜನಸಾಮಾನ್ಯರಿಗೆ ತುಂಬ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗ್ತಾಯಿದೆ. ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಹೆವಿ ತುಂಬ ಟ್ರಾಫಿಕ್ ಇದೆ. ರೋಡ್ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೂ ತುಂಬ ರಿಸ್ಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹೆವಿ ಧೂಳಿದೆ. ಆದಷ್ಟು ಬೇಗ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಹಾಂ ಸರ್, ಮೆಟ್ರೋ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ತುಂಬ ಪೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ. ಓಡಾಡೋಕ್ಕಂತೂ ತುಂಬ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್.
The big question haunting these residents is who will be repairing this road. All the civic authorities involved, BBMP, BMRCL and BDA are found passing the buck. The Palake says that it is the prerogative of BMRCL to repair the road as long as the works undertaken by it are in place.
When the work is in progress, when the work is not completed and road has not been set right and handed over to BBMP, the responsibility still lies with the metro. If the work is already completed, metro works, road has been patchwork done, asphalting done, and no more civil works are available in that road in respect of metro related civil works, then they normally hand over the road back to BBMP. So there are two categories of roads. One category of roads is roads which have been restored, handed over back to BBMP. Another category of roads where work is happening of metro and they are still bringing their machines, bringing their materials.
On the other hand, BMRCL says it is for the BDA to take up road related issues as the authority is constructing a flyover in the area. If the road is in a dilapidated state due to metro works, it is not the prerogative of BMRCL to repair it. It is BDA's responsibility. It is the prerogative of this authority to repair all those roads which have been ruined during metro work. We want to make it clear that BMRCL is not concerned with road repairing works. Well, this is how the situation stands as of now. BBMP points the finger at BMRCL and the rail company passes the buck to Bangalore Development Authority. In such a scenario, is there any entity which is ready to come forward and think about the fate of the common man? Maltesh for News9, Bengaluru.
Well, zoo expeditions for young children are always an exciting outing, but for a Brazilian boy, this visit to the zoo turned out to be his worst nightmare. Here's a report.
This 11-year-old thought he was doing nothing wrong by stroking this tiger at a zoo in Brazil. The boy got close to the cage after crossing the safety barrier. Even as he thought the tiger was harmless, came the shocker. The tiger had ripped the boy's arm. The boy was removed from the enclosure and then treated by paramedics before being taken to a hospital. It is learned that the boy's arm had to be amputated. Prior to the incident taking place, zoo officials claimed that the son and the father had been warned about entering a restricted area, but they did not pay heed to it. Zoo officials claimed that the 11-year-old boy's father not only allowed his child to stroke the animal which was in the cage, but also helped him climb the safety barrier. People who witnessed the incident said that they heard the boy scream in pain, saying that he could not feel his arm and that he was going to die. Zoo officials claimed that the tiger named Hu was one of the sweetest tigers in the zoo and felt that the incident took place because a child's movement had disturbed the animal. The 11-year-old was not only stroking the animal through the cage, but had tried to throw it pieces of meat which could have triggered off the aggressive reaction. A News9 report.